Dear participants, thank you very much for coming. And I would like to present our next topic. And we will focus today on social entrepreneurship competences in vertical gardening. Yes, and also we will talk about climate change professions. It is a very important and relevant topic today because entrepreneurship and especially climate change argue different kinds of activity. And if we talk about little introduction to vertical gardening, first of all, we can say that is new sphere. Not all countries and not all entrepreneurs know about it. And what I would like to emphasize that vertical gardening is cultivation of plants in vertical stacked layers or in inclined surfaces. What is the advantages of vertical gardening for us as entrepreneur? First of all, it's space efficiency, because in area, especially in cities, yes, we have no enough space for gardening or maybe for growing something. That's why space efficiency is one feature of vertical gardening. Then we have water conservation advantages, because we reduce water consumption using different kinds of vertical gardening. And third main advantages of vertical gardening is year-round cultivation. So any climate conditions, any other conditions, yes, don't influence on cultivation different plants in vertical gardening. So please look at second slide, and you can see different kinds of systems that we can use in vertical gardening. First of all is aeroponic system, soil-based system, second one, and third one is hydroponic system. So what is different? What is the difference? Yes, between the three systems? What is algorithm? Yes, or maybe like order, yes, of growing our plant. If, example, we use soil-based background, yes, we of course use necessary ground, yes. But if, example, it's using a wall, yes, or using our water, yes, it's like hydroponic and aeroponic kind of system for vertical gardening. So what is benefits we have from that three kinds of system? First of all, as we said previously, urban space for food production, we can optimize that spaces, yes. Second one is we can improve on enhancing quality of life through green spaces. It is also very aesthetic, yes, so that's why we can receive positive emotions and any other kinds of feeling when we chatting, yes, to the nature. And third one is promote sustainable agriculture practices. When we don't use, as example, different additional resources, and also we can organize our life with tendency to decrease influence on nature. And please get down to our business, yes, and we of course talking about our entrepreneurship. So how we can define vertical gardening and connect it with social entrepreneurship. And first of all, first point, yes, it's professions that deals with climate change. Why we talk about professions in climate change? Because vertical gardening, yes, as I said previously, influence on climate change in positive way. Yes, because we decreasing influence of humans to the different climate conditions. I mean, we're reducing, as example, carbon emissions, we reducing resources, yes, consumption. And that's why we can talk about new ways or maybe new jobs that creating through different sustainable practices in vertical gardening. And also we can look more wider, because with climate change, there are a lot of professions coming. First of all, as example, climate scientists, yes, because like deeper understanding of climate change deals with different scientific research. Then we can talk about environmental policy analyst, yes, because for making recommendation to the policy, we need people who have skills in environmental policy. Then we have that new trend, yes, of coming to the market, sustainability consultants. So they give advices to the companies, to the NGOs, to the different city, how to be more sustainable. So it's new trend. Also, we can talk about renewable energy specialist, because mostly the climate change depend on fuel consumption. That's why we need to find new energy resources, yes, and renewable energy specialists. So it is important specialists that come into the market of jobs too. And urban planners, yes, because climate change there are deals with, of course, with development of city. Today, you know, more than 70% of people in the world, yes, live in cities, and that's why mostly urban development deals with carbon emissions, yes, and that's why urban planning who can optimize climate influence of people of residents of cities, it is also one of the relevant professions today. So, and if we talk about focus area of these professions, first of all, these people, yes, these specialists, reducing greenhouse gas emission. Yes, so they make recommendation how to do it. Also, that people working with developing sustainable practices and policies, and also they propose to the different actors innovative solution. Why it is relevant, why I would like to emphasize once again, because we have real global challenges of climate change, yes, and also we need to think about quality of life and community resilience. That's why these professions, list of professions, yes, of course, are relevant today, and people have very huge influence on our well-being today, people who are working in that professions. If we talk about next our point, yes, so how we can connect, yes, entrepreneurship, vertical gardening, yes, and of course our profession deals with climate change. We can say in that way. Social entrepreneurship, yes, of course, it is a way of well-being, yes, of improving quality of life in our community. And that's why when we connect vertical garden as business and also entrepreneurship that give us additional social benefits, yes, additional well-being, additional increase in quality of life, that's why we can say that general impact of entrepreneurship in social gardening, yes, addresses urban food insecurity, also promotes sustainable agriculture practices and enhance environmental health. But for community, also entrepreneurship in vertical gardening provides fresh, locally grown produce. Also reduce reliance on imported food. Yes, so we have no connection, yes, with import. Yes, we have lower carbon footprint from transportation. Also teaching urban residents about sustainability, as it is also very important, and creates green job and foster local economies. So that's why there are a lot of advantages of social entrepreneurship in vertical gardening. And please look at second slide, at next slide. You can see techniques of vertical gardening. Yes, let's talk about it from first slide about it. But you can see hydroponics, aeroponics, and next one, soil-based vertical gardening. Yes. Sorry. There are three main ones, techniques of vertical gardening. And if we talk about hydroponics, yes, we use vertical towers, wall mounting system for different growing. Yes, support medium for that kind of vertical gardening is coconut coir and perlite. But also for the techniques, hydroponics, we I would like to add that it is techniques very efficient for decreasing water consumption. Yes, well, of course, space saving is also. But if we talk about next techniques, about aeroponics, yes, in that case we have like ideal for urban environments solution, because we have as example we can use wall, yes, we can use different airspace, yes, for receiving additional plants, yes. So and after that we have high oxygen exposure and rapid growth, because in the air plants grow very very often in more faster way than example in hydroponics or in soil-based system. And please look about feature of soil-based vertical gardening. Of course, example wall mountain pots, integrated irrigation system, and it's suitable for a wide range of plants. First of all, and it gives us opportunity to like to make to use any any space. Yeah, that's why it's different kinds of modular system, contain pockets, and we can organize it even in our window. Yes. Also, we can use green walls and living walls, as I said. Yes, benefits aesthetic appeal and insulation and air purification, and we can use vertical pallet gardens. And benefits, of course, is cost effectiveness, sustainable, and small scale gardening. Also, if we talk about vertical pallet gardens, it's very attractive, yes, for people when you have a wall, yes, with different kinds of, for example, of green plants, or maybe with different flowers. Yes, it's also possible. I propose for you to think about environmental and social benefits of social entrepreneurship in vertical gardening. And first of all, environmental benefits deals with optimization space in urban areas. Yes, you can see from as a picture. So it is very useful, yes, to use any space in urban territory, and that's why it is optimization. Second one, environmental benefits from vertical gardening is less water consumption. Yes. Third one is decreasing emission of decreasing carbon emissions, and then of course it's support diversification of plant species beneficial insects. Yes. So because reducing biodiversity we have today deals with climate change, and that's why when we add additional green space in our territory, in our cities, that's why it deals with creating some area for insects and for other small animals too. Yes, and social benefits, you can see fresh production in urban space. Yes. Also, we can involve our local residents and give them knowledge about climate change and about supporting different kind of ecological initiative. Yes. Also, we can reduce stress. Yes, improving well-being of people, because they can come to green spaces. Yes, they can have rest there and so on. And if we talk about general economic benefits, yes, of vertical gardening and social entrepreneurship in vertical gardening, of course, we can define job creation, because it is a new direction of economic development, new kind of entrepreneurship, and that's why it creates new jobs, yes, in urban agriculture, and that's why it stimulates local economies, reduces unemployment. Also, as we said previously, it reduces carbon footprint, and promote sustainable practices, sustainable food system. And of course, when people collaborate, through social entrepreneurship in vertical gardening, they can build more connections, more communication, and it give opportunity for them to create new kinds of entrepreneurship. I mean, they can create new ideas, and that's why it's form new ways of entrepreneurship as whole. Yeah. So that's why vertical gardening, we can make conclusion that vertical gardening contributes to resilient, sustainable cities, first of all, and creates additional social value, community well-being. I propose for you to look at some examples, yes, of successful entrepreneurship in vertical gardening. And one of them is a famous example from Singapore. Yes, key features of vertical gardening in Singapore. It's like growing plants that optimal sunlight exposure. Yes. Then we have variety of leafy green sold locally, and of course that vertical gardening use minimal electricity and have recycled water for irrigation. So what is impact have that social entrepreneurship for Singapore? Of course, provides fresh local products, yes. Then creates job in urban farming and technology. Of course, it's very interesting that in Singapore, they provide different kinds of tools and educational programs about vertical gardening. And after successful practices, yes, Sky Greens receive government support and, of course, receive some additional funding from government of Singapore. Yes, so it's successful practices of vertical gardening. But also, I would like to present some successful example of Milano urban farming from Italy. So it's also social enterprises, and its enterprises uses hydroponic system and soil-based vertical gardens. So and also it is interesting that through collaboration with school, businesses, and government agencies, Milano urban farming promotes sustainable agriculture and healthy eating, providing different kinds of fresh food, reduces transportation carbon footprint, and they organize different kinds of workshops, volunteer opportunities, and educational programs. So in that case of Milano urban farming, very important educational line of vertical gardening. So when people receive knowledge, yes, from coming to the vertical gardening, yes, for of course sometimes participation in growing plants, yes, in this gardening, and so it's like receiving knowledge, yes, by doing, yes. So when people involving in real hand doing practices, so it's specific of Italian experience in vertical gardening. And also other successful example of vertical gardening is example of Miastowa from Poland, location in Warsaw, that social enterprises focusing on integration vertical gardening with community development. Yes, and features of Miastowa social entrepreneurship, first of all, is hydroponic and aeroponic system. So enterprises don't use soil-based system. Also, Miastowa organize different workshops, events, and training programs. So we have connection, as in Italian example, yes, vertical gardening as business with different kinds of education. And also key features of Miastowa social enterprises is water recycling and organic growing method. And if we talk about impact of that kind of social enterprises, you can see support and empowering partnership in Warsaw, yes, because Mostova supported by local authorities, businesses, and NGOs. Then maximize productivity with modern system. So that's why we can say about technological solution in Mostova, and also active residents involvement in urban agriculture. Yes, so we can connect people through different practices, yes, of growing different kinds of green plants. Dear participants, I would like to also present key roles in climate change professions. And if we talk about climate change professions, about list of climate change professionals, I would like to emphasize that there is no some standard of professions that deals with climate change, but in any way we can talk about some area that now is only forming. Yes, that's why we have no standard list of climate change professions, and in any way maybe in few years we will receive from maybe United Nations or maybe from a European some agency list of professions that will be deals with or that deals with climate change. But as example, if you talk about climate science, yes, they have different tasks, and first of all is forming set of data that can give us background for making decision in climate change solution. Yes, so then we can say, of course, that scientists sometimes have no access to that kind of data, but in any way, yes, today artificial intelligence technology, yes, and different kinds of satellites, I mean, as example, different kind of program can gather in the data for environmental policy analysts. Yes, so scientists gathering the data or find solution how to gathering it, and then environmental policy analyst making recommendation for different kind of government agency, or maybe for European Union. Yes, what to do. Yes, first of all, if we talk about sustainable consultant, as I said previously, they can make recommendation for any enterprises, for NGOs, or as example for governments, yes, what to do in that or those territory, or maybe cities. As example, we have problem today with increasing level of sea in some territory of Poland, as example in Italy, in Netherlands, yes, and that's why it is very important, example, to predict. Yes, to predict increasing level of sea, especially for Italy, as example, to provide different practices for decreasing influence of increasing sea level. Yes, so that's why in that way, sustainability consultant and environmental policy analyst recommendation are very important. Yes, for existing these cities. Yes, in Italy, near coast, or example in Poland also, yes, Gdansk example, and other cities. So, and if you come to next, our key roles in climate change areas, yes, we can say about urban planner, environmental educator, and conversation scientist as additional roles that can support different positive influence on climate. Yes, that's why we can talk about their relevance for education today. So I mean, people who would like to change jobs or youth that come into the job market, they can receive that kind of skills, and after that, it will be they will be successful at the job market, because that professions are relevant for today market. Yes. So please look at next slide, and you can see also additional impact of climate change professions. as example, environmental engineer or urban farming and vertical garden innovator. Yes. So because we talk about vertical gardening and people innovator, yes, in vertical gardening, address focuses security, reduce carbon footprints, and enhance urban resilience. That's why, dear participants, so wide list of roles aim to climate balance, yes, and that professional contribute to global climate regulation and restoration. So it is like future professions or maybe existing professions, yes, so that sphere now is forming. And a few more example, yes, of climate change, social entrepreneurship, yes, and how people, yes, involving in climate change practices, yes, through different kinds of climate change professions. As example, we have in United Kingdom SAT and social enterprises as QOS, and that enterprises protects rainforest, yes. So what does mean that that social enterprises collaborate with communities to halt deforestation. Also, they like ensures community to control over land, and they also support cacao and coffee farming for financial stability without harming forest. Yes, so it is also a very important way of protecting rainforest. And also, company uses satellite technology and one the ground tracking. So, and as a result, yes, cool Earth preserves habitats of country species, also emphasize community involvement and empowerment, and protect rainforest as carbon sinks. That's why the company reduces greenhouse gas emissions. As an example, yes, of sustainable practices in social entrepreneurship deals with climate change is BioLite. Yes, it's a USA company. And mission of this company of social enterprises, improve energy access and reduce environmental impact. Key products of this company is a home stove and solar-powered solution. Yes, so as a result, impact of that activity is reduces harmful smoke emissions and lessens deforestation and improve energy access. So, dear participants, we come to the next our point. What is important for social entrepreneurs and what is competence we need to have when we would like to come to the vertical gardening, social entrepreneurship, or other kind of social entrepreneurship? First of all, we need to concentrate our attention in development leadership skills. Yes, it's very important to motivate people to inspire, to have inspiration. Yes, to form inspiration for other people to involve in different kinds of social entrepreneurship. So forming for people who involve in that kind of entrepreneurship, some social benefits, some emotions, yes, to be part of this. Also, we need to have vision development, so create some strategic plan with long-term objectives, because social entrepreneurship deals with forming revenue, yes, and we need to know what is place at the market we will have, yes. Then we need to have skills of flexibility. Yes? So such skills, flexibility, it is important because we have a rapid change of market, and that's why we need to have ability to be flexible. So to change, our business depend on market change. And that's why we need to know about technical trends. We need to know technical knowledge. For example, maybe deals with AI, yes, maybe deals with cloud technology. Maybe we need to know some different aspect of, for example, soil-based system of growing. Yes, we need to know about a new solution, how to grow plants in a faster way, yes, and at the same time be organic. Yes, so that's why we also need to know knowledge in plant biology. Yes, so we need to know, as example, nutrition management and system maintenance. And if we talk about climate change, of course, we need to know difference, maybe chemical aspect of climate change and other climate adaptation strategies. Other kinds, other group of skills that we need to have for social enterprises in vertical gardening, it's our communication skill and interpersonal skills, because we need to have empathy, we need to solve different conflicts. Also, we need to know about different digital solutions to communicate with people, yes, because we have digital worlds today, and mostly people communicate with different social media, with different messages. That's why we need to know how to spread information about best practices of vertical gardening and social enterprises in different social media. And also, as social entrepreneurs in vertical gardening, we need to know, we need to have responsiveness. Yes, we need to understand community needs, and we need to understand feedback from our community and stakeholders' feedback, because it needs to emphasize that feedback is also a way of improving any social enterprises. And if we come to the additional group of knowledge that have to have social and entrepreneur, it's of course innovation and problem solving skills. We need to have creativity, yes, we need to have analytic skills, we need to create some innovation, and of course we need to think about skills of system design, because, as example, developing new vertical gardening system or eco-friendly products, we need to think systematically. And dear colleagues, dear participants, last point of our skills is financial and resource management. We need to have fundraising skills. We need to think good, yes, in way of budgeting and financial planning. And also we need to understand how we can revenue generation. So we need to have understanding about business model of our social enterprise, yes, and we need to have knowledge how to correct our business model to create new way of revenue. And in that way, I would like to emphasize impressive example, yes, of ecological education for adults is from Poland and from Italy, and that two enterprises collaborate to each other. And as example model, Polish model is social enterprises from Robin, focus on ecological education and support for individuals with disabilities. And through vegetable garden, yes, they provide different kinds of therapeutic activities, yes, for people with disability. And also they provide different education programs or development skills of people. Yes, that's why that way of connection, of mix education for people with disability with real business, yes, producing different green plants, yes, it is sustainable practices, and that's why it is important, yes, for development any entrepreneurship, yes, to be socially attractive, yes. So it is very important for community to have such social enterprises. And last example, yes, of best practices in social entrepreneurship deals with vertical gardening is Italian model, Centro Solidarietà Giovanni, location near Udine in Italy, and also focus of this enterprise, social enterprises, as the previous one, it's rehabilitation and education for young adults at risk of social exclusion. You can see from slide that also they organize therapeutic space and self-esteem and community. So people can improve self-being, yes, can improve their emotional state when coming to that space. Yes, so also social enterprise provide different education programs as example, course and training, organic farming, environmental conversation, or sustainable living. And as a result, they combine practical gardening with formal education. So residents gain practical skills and improving well-being of people in Italy. Yes, it's a great result of Centro Solidarietà Giovanni.